All right, so what's going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy. And after my last couple videos where we're talking a little bit about some of the biggest comebacks in 2019 in the form of uniforms and some of the biggest letdowns as well, I had a couple of you guys hit me up asking who I think were the best new additions to Marvel Future Fight in 2019. By new additions, we're talking about new characters that came to Marvel Future Fight in 2019. And it's been a very interesting year, bringing some long awaited characters to the game that made many of us very, very happy. In total, I think we got over 30 new characters this year. The roster is growing every single month. At this point, we're at 206 characters in Marvel Future Fight. It is actually quite crazy. I never thought when I started playing this game a few years ago that a roster would be as big and diverse as it currently is. It's quite shocking. And my estimation is by the end of 2020, we're going to be pushing 240, right? And before I get into this video, I just want to say real quickly to the Marvel Future Fight team, you guys do an amazing job giving us some fan favorite characters that we never thought would ever see in Marvel Future Fight. However, it would be nice if in 2020 you give us more places to use these characters that we get on a monthly basis, okay? Because right now, we're kind of like at the point where we don't want new characters, even though many of us have characters that we absolutely love and we would absolutely love to see them in the game. It's just that we don't need more characters. So it would be nice if you created that need for us. Okay, so that being said, boys, let's talk about it. Who do I think were the best new additions in 2019? Again, keep in mind, everything I say in this video is subjective. It's just my perspective based on how I like to play the game and some of these characters that I've just been waiting on for a very long time. So if you feel differently, please feel free to jump down there in the comment section or hit us up on Discord, right? And let your thoughts be heard, man, because again, I don't speak for everyone. I only speak for myself. If you agree with me, great. If you don't, that's fine. I encourage you to get down there in the comments and let me know how you really feel. So let's actually get right into it. We got a lot of characters this year, and the characters that I have favorited right here, I personally think are among the best new additions to Marvel Future Fight. They all bring something very amazing to the table. Starting off in January, bringing us the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Doom, oh my goodness, Human Torch, and Invisible Woman. Unfortunately, I don't think the Thing really deserves to be here. He doesn't really bring too much, right? We already had somebody like Colossus in the game. And sure, he's bringing a unique support passive that works for the Fantastic Four members, but I think the others just outshine him drastically by how good they are as standalone characters, right? First and foremost, Mr. Fantastic bringing an amazing leadership. And even though it took him getting this Future Foundation uniform for him to really cement his spot as one of the best in the game, right now he truly is one of the best in the game because of his tier 3 skill, just doing so much damage. And in this uniform, he's fun to play and very, very safe. In addition to that, boys, moving on, we have King Namor, one of the best in the game right now. Crazy that this guy came and not even 2 months later, he got a uniform that made him even more badass than he came in. It's just absolutely crazy, but Namor is definitely, in my opinion, one of the most impactful, if not the most impactful new character that we got this year, and this uniform just adds additional value to the character. I still am a little bit salty that he doesn't have healing in his kit, but that's just me being me and just wanting the character to be as, like, I guess, closely related to the comics as possible, because we all know when Namor is submerged in water, he's healing. He has healing, continuous healing, and I would have liked that to be a part of his tier 3 skill, right? Because he submerges the entire arena, right, in water. So it would have been nice if they gave him healing on his tier 3 skill. But nonetheless, Namor is still one of the best in the game. Arguably one of the highest DPS in character in terms of raw damage output, no defense down gimmick. He's up there with the likes of Sharon Rogers. So yeah, pretty freaking incredible character that we got this year. Moving on, we have Doctor Doom, one of my all-time favorite super villains. I know between January and December, Doom's value has dropped significantly, but he's still, in my opinion, one of the best new additions we got this year. Very expensive character to develop. However, when we get a uniform for Doctor Doom or he gets his tier 3, best believe he will rise right back to the top as one to be reckoned with. But for right now, he's basically just a PvP character that is quite good in my opinion. Moving on, we have the Silver Savage. No one can argue this. He is definitely one of the most impactful characters we got this year. He can do it all. PvE, PvP, it doesn't matter. Silver Surfer is an absolute monster, a character that we've been waiting on for a very long time, and he finally came to the game a little bit later than the Fantastic Four, but he made it nonetheless, and he made his presence felt. When he came to the game, people felt some type of way about him, saying, yo, he's not that good for PvP. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? He's not that good for PvE. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And now everybody has to put respect on this guy's name because he truly proved himself to be a savage, okay? No matter what it is you want him to do, he can do it, and he can do it with relative ease. I am looking forward to a uniform at some point in the future for him, or if he never gets one, an amazing tier 3 to complete the character. But to be honest, he really feels complete already. Moving on, we have the Juggernaut, one of my favorite super villains, right? Finally came to game, and yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The Juggernaut is fun to play. He's pretty powerful, but I was hoping for a little bit more. So hopefully in 2020, we can see a Juggernaut uniform alongside with some, I don't know, some other villains like, maybe Toad, Blob, or Mystique, right? You know what I'm saying? It will be interesting to see what happens in 2020. But nonetheless, I think Juggernaut came to the game. And when he came in, he made a splash. He made an impact. He's a paywall character. You're going to notice this list is not going to discriminate. You're going to have free-to-play options here. You're going to have paywall options. You're going to have tier 2 names. You're going to have a mix of everything because 2019 was a mixed bag of ups and downs, in my opinion. And I think Juggernaut is one of the highlights, in my opinion, of 2019. Moving on, we have Sabretooth, a very controversial character. When we first got him, many people were very, very happy. I had a lot of fun with him. I think he could have been a little bit better. We were hoping for a uniform to make him even better. He got that, and at first we were like, this uniform, only one change, not doing enough for him. But after we experimented with it a little bit, we found out that he's actually more incredible than we thought. And I'm happy that my guy Victor, another Victor here, right? Victor Von Doom. So many, the year of the Victors? I don't know. Anyways, V for Victory. We got Victor, and he's actually a pretty badass character that I absolutely love. Another character that I wanted to really not put on this list just because she doesn't really bring anything too unique to the table, but I absolutely love Jubilee, right? Loved her so much. Some of you guys are going to say she doesn't deserve to be here, but I think she has a complete package. Good damage, decent survivability, she's fun to play, and she's very flashy. One thing I would have liked to see is this thing right here. Her passive, I would have liked it if it actually applied in War Boss Ultimate because that could have made her damage beyond godly. So if she ever gets a uniform, it would be nice to see that change. Moving on, we have Kid Omega. Some of you guys may think he doesn't deserve to be here in comparison to some of the new characters we got this year. However, this kid is actually freaking amazing, super fun to play, easy to use, good damage, good survivability. What more can you ask for in a game that is growing? And he's honestly, he feels different than most characters. Very easy to use, very new player friendly. So yeah, had to put him on this list. And then we have Negasonic Teenage Warhead. You dig? Oh my goodness, one of the best characters we've gotten in a long time. She's ending off 2019 for many people in a big way. Nobody can argue that she's not one of the best characters we got this year. Her defense down, her damage, the fact that she's easy to use, fun to play, very easy to build because she has a lot of crit damage and crit rate built in. So basically, all you got to do is just give her some dodge if you want to bump up her survivability or some more HP to make her healing better. And you can give her basically any obelisk or CTP that you want, and she's going to melt face for you. She's also an amazing like A1 striker. And honestly, this one, I kind of debated with myself, do I really want to put her here? But yes, she is definitely one of the best new additions that we got. The acquisition method for Negasonic and Rachel, kind of iffy in the eyes of most people, but I don't think it's as bad as it could have been. And the thing is, as long as her package comes back in the future, I think they should cycle through it. Like when the expiration date ends for Negasonic, they should bring back Rachel's, and then they just keep doing that. And whenever we get a new one, they put it on a 60-day timer, like a new package in the Danger Room, put it on a 60-day timer, and then they just shuffle through Rachel, Negasonic, and whoever else they add in the future. That would be really dope. So yeah, back to Rachel. I think she's one of the best new additions we got in the game. She's actually, I would say, a very, very good striker, especially if you don't have Scarlet Witch, but everyone should have Scarlet Witch. Overall, I think she's easy to use. It's just very difficult to time her skills on the money just because her cooldown times are pretty awkward. However, if you want to, you can invest heavily into her and she will get the game's content done for you in relative ease because she can just constantly be mind controlling people for you. She also has healing and respectable damage. Moving on, we actually have one of the free-to-play gods, in my opinion, the Human Torch. Uniform not required or even recommended, but if you want to, you can pick it up. I think his base kit is good enough to get all of the PvE content completed, and he's very easy to use, safe to play, easy to build, and he's actually quite powerful. Very, very good addition in 2019. Same goes for Susan. Again, safe, fun, strong, very unique. I like her, and honestly, my only gripe with the character is that she got a uniform, and I was hoping that it would do more for her, but it didn't pan out. But nonetheless, she's a fantastic new addition to the roster in 2019 here. Moving on, we have a Slapstick. Okay, the legendary Slapstick, one of the most fun, unique characters we've seen in the history of Marvel Future Fight. And honestly, even though he's a paywall character, right, even the free-to-play community can't hate on him too much because he just brings something different, right? And that's what we want to see in a game that has such a big roster with so many different characters. It's really hard sometimes to differentiate them, but Slapstick does that. Like, seriously, he really feels different. The way how he plays, the way how his skills animate, everything about him is just fantastic. And the fact that he came to the game, he's fun to play, right? He's strong, he's safe. I absolutely love that. And going into 2020, I would like to see a couple more premium characters that look like this. Not necessarily paywall characters that are just broken and OP and can kill everything in 1 second. Just characters that feel unique and make it so that when you spend the money to pick them up, you feel like you're getting something special. That's just me. Moving on, we have Minerva, my blue face baby. Had to put her on this list right here. She's kind of gotten replaced for the Combat Villain Day in ABX, which was part of her real value. Nonetheless, she's still quite a powerful character that we got in 2019. She's fun to play, easy to use, and I absolutely love her. Her uniform looks so sick too. Base form, kind of true to the comics, so can't really hate on that either. But yeah, Minerva, definitely one of the new additions that I absolutely loved in 2019. Moving on, we have Nicholas Fury, my guy, Nicholas Joseph Fury. Put some respect on this guy's name. Definitely one of the most amazing characters that we got in 2019. Useful for absolutely everything. World boss, you name it, he can do it. He's used everywhere, right? PvP, World Boss, Shadowland, you name it. Nick Fury has some value everywhere. He has a hand in everything, and that's true to the comics, okay? I would personally love it if this was the uniform for Nick Fury, if this was the base. That's the only bad thing I can ever say about Nick Fury. He's just such a fantastic character, from his leadership to his 5th skill buff to his tier 2 passive. He just offers so much value, and it makes me so happy that he's finally in the game after 4 years. Moving on, the final character that we're going to use to close out this list right here is Victorious. Some of you guys may be surprised to see her on this list, but again, the main reason why I put her here is because she's very unique. She's a unique paywall. She's one of the only characters in the game that has 3 passives. She has a 4-star passive, she has a 5th skill passive, right, and a tier 2 passive. In addition to that, she's one of the only characters in the game. Actually, she is the only character in the game that does damage based off of her HP. That's really, really cool. And going into 2020, I would like to see more characters like this. Characters that do damage based on something besides just their physical or energy attack. I would like to see characters in the game that to increase their damage output, you basically just have to turn them into crit machine, or just give them a whole bunch of crit damage, or give them defense. You know how awesome it would be if you could just build somebody like Juggernaut and just give him a whole bunch of defensive Urus, and just the higher his defenses, the more damage he does. That's what I would like to see. More characters that can be built differently and do very well in Marvel Future Fight in 2019. Not just, you know what, give this character some energy attack Urus, give them some physical attack Urus, and then they're going to do the most damage possible. That's just me, right? I think she's actually a very unique character, and I would like to see more like her in 2020. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap this list up right here. These right here are my top picks for the best new additions in 2020. If you feel differently, hit me in the comments. We can chop it up. Till next time, stay safe. I love you guys. Peace out.